let's get started. So we're gonna look at we got an upcoming fight tomorrow night. Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal. There's a couple decent fights on the card as well if you're into boxing. So Anthony Pettis will be fighting as well. So that's pretty cool. He had a pretty good outing last time. So let's check out the weigh-ins, huh? Let's see what these guys look like.
Fighters to the scale at this time. First, a legend of 52 MMA fights in his second boxing bout. Please welcome Jorge Gamebrand Masvidal.
Yeah, George is getting a California reaction there. He's definitely getting a Cali reaction. They're all for Nate. George looks good though. 175. Yeah, he looks pretty good. Nate looks way better than he did when he fought Jake Paul. That's for sure. Yeah, Nate looks good. Not too bad. Yeah, I think at the official weigh-ins, George came in at 173.5, and they actually got the sheet out and everything. So I don't know what was up with that, if there's something up with their scale or what, because generally in the UFC, when they're doing weigh-ins, like you miss by say a quarter pound, half pound, usually like a quarter pound, then they'll bring out the sheet and you can strip and then weigh again. But that's usually like, you're just off there. So he was, a pound and a half under. So when he weighed in and they had the sheet for him. So I don't know what was up with that. If it was a scale issue or if he was just like, well, this is what I weighed back in the locker room. I was like 175.25. So I'm just going to come out and just tell him I want the sheet right away. That could be it. Yeah, so George actually came in a little lighter than Nate. I'm going to face off here. Let's see. George got a bit of a little relaxed gut there. Should be a good fight. If you watched the last fight, of course, for the BMF title, George pretty handily took that fight. And, he was dominating Nate in every aspect pretty much until the doctors called it. I don't think the doctor should have called it, of course, but we all know that Nate comes back in the end, so it's a super strong finisher. Let's see what George has got to say.
It's been a long road leading to Saturday. What emotions are you feeling now? Just one day before you...
To be fair, George's body kicks played a lot into that first fight, though.
Get to bring all this work that I've been doing since January to fruition, and just thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for every moment, everything. I'm going to ask for tomorrow, whether you guys like that or not. I'm here to do my job. I'm going to kill somebody tomorrow, man. So let's go. All this shit talking is over. I'm going to fight. And either my camp was the right one or his camp was the right one, but we get to find out tomorrow. So see y'all later.
Let's hope Nate took this fight serious, because he did not take the Jake Paul fight serious, and pretty much didn't train for it, as you could see in the fight. So let's hope he took this fight serious.
For you, this rivalry with Jorge Masvidal, how real is it?
It's what it is.
I
don't know how many times you're going to ask Nate that. He does not care.
Sure. Your first fight against Jake Paul, you went 10 rounds. Tough fight, but boy, you hung in there. What did you learn? How does that build for you in confidence for this fight against Jorge Masvidal?
Jake Paul, whoop your ass, boy!
It's a whole nother fight.
Do you have any last words for Masvidal before you meet in the center of the ring tomorrow? Last words.
Yo, this whole shit's cap. I already weighed in this morning.
Hey, you got your ass.
There you go. There are lost for words and
This whole shit's cap. That's hilarious.
truth. Nate Diaz. Ladies and gentlemen, look forward to
I was just talking about that. I'm too old for that slang. So, all right. So, My prediction for that fight, I think Masvidal's going to take it. Um, I just don't. The last couple fights that Nate's had, he hasn't looked serious. So there's no reason that I would think he's going to be serious this time. So it's with Tony Ferguson, he was turning around and he's been doing that last couple fights, just like kind of showboat and messing around. It's like he doesn't really want to be in there, even though he's he'll fight it. You can tell he wants to fight. It's just it seems like he doesn't have the hunger to win in that way anymore, to put on a real put it all out there. So we'll see what happens. But I got Jorge Masvidal in that fight.